Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Now this will be the first video in this internship for the HTML, CSS, JavaScript track. All right, and we are going to kick off by learning an introduction to web development. So let's roll in and let's get started. Now, what are we going to learn? We're going to start by learning what web development is all about. Then we'll go further to learn the classifications of web development. Then we'll look at a front-end roadmap, more like a path you should follow on your journey as a front-end developer. Then we'll look at some front-end frameworks and libraries, right? Yeah, and also lastly, we're going to look at some coding tools, some resources, tools you should get familiar with as you start your journey. Yeah, okay, without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, now let's start by what is web development. Now, as you can see, it's made up of two keywords here, which is web and development. Now, web refers to websites, web pages, or anything that works on the internet. So anything that starts with www dot whatever is on the World Wide Web. It's classified as web, right? So website, web pages, web applications, anything online on the internet is called web. Then development, on the other hand, is building an application from scratch. Now, if we merge these two words together, web development simply means building websites, web pages, or anything that works on the internet from scratch. Yeah, that's just a basic, simple definition of web development. Let's look further and let's see it on the next slide. Web development refers to building, creating, and maintaining of websites, right? And it includes aspects such as web design, which is done by product designers or UI UX designers, and web publishing, web programming, which is your field, and database management. Now, this is the scope of web development, right? It is the creation of an application that works over the internet. Now we are still saying the same thing. So this is the entirety of web development. There are a lot of parts to it, but this is the scope. All right, let's make progress. Now, web development can be classified in two ways, right? This is front-end development and back-end development. Right, this is the basic classification of web development, right? The front end part, which is what you see in the front. The back end part is what you don't see, which is behind the scene, right? Back end comprises of both DevOps and all of that, right? So DevOps, development operations, I think they are broadly classified into backend, right? Yeah, so these are the two classifications. Now, we have front-end developers, we have back-end developers, and there's one category of developers called full stack, which have both the front-end experience and the back-end experience, right? So that's just the base classification. We have just two: front-end development, back-end development. Yeah, all right. So what is front-end development? It refers to the client side of the application. This is where we are focusing on. We are not looking at back-end development in this track, so we are not going to dwell on that. So front-end is the client side. It is the practice of producing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for a website or web application so that a user can see and interact with them. So front-end development, like I said, is what is in front, is what you see, right? So when you go on Jumia, for instance, you go on Jumia's website, what do you see? That's the scope of front-end development. Um you see a cart, you see a search field where you can click and search for what you want to buy, right? Then when you search for it, you see a lot of contents, you see a lot of things. Probably want to get a phone, you see different types of phone. All of those things are done by front-end developer. The visuals, the colors and all of that, those are the CSS and all. So those are what front-end developers. So back-end, on the other end, they are the ones that work behind the scene. They create the servers, create database and all of that, that saves all of those forms you are seeing on the front end, right? So that is just a brief overview of front-end development. I believe you understand that. All right, so next we are going to look at the front-end roadmap, and this will get you um understand the path you should follow in learning front-end development. We're going to look at that in the next video.